Hello, hello. My my voice seems to be a bit off, so I apologize for that. But let's get into it. I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I went through basically during trying to select a build for the Legacy of phrecia event that starts today. Mm, And just yeah, basically what I ended up arriving at. I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna play Man Forged Arrow, right? So like that's not the whole point of the video. That's where I got. But I think it's a bit interesting to see how it I ended up arriving to that conclusion because as we all know, there's that infinite build possibilities that you have every time it's like a league start or an event start in this case, and then somehow you have to end up playing something and there's nothing that holds us back from making multiple characters, but you gotta start with something. So what I had as requirements when I went into it is that if if at all possible, I would like to start playing the character I actually want to play. By that I mean I don't wanna you know have a league starter and then just have to farm up with that because one, I'm not sure how into it I'm actually gonna be because I don't know anything about the idols and how as they replace in this event they replace the Atlas 3. I might end up not enjoying it as much as I hope I would or I will. So there is a possibility that I just make one character and then I get that to 80 for the armor MTX, and that's it. Like that is a possibility. So I don't wanna start something that I don't actually wanna play. Also, because of the way I like to do the character progression, right? Is that you get into it and then you do small incremental. Oh, excuse me. Small incremental upgrades, and that ends up translating into a lot of like quote unquote lost currency, which is it's more like a general thing. It's probably not gonna be the case in this here because because of the gearing requirements for this one. But yeah, so I wanted to start with the character that I actually want to play. So that means that I was not going for something that's like ooh, it's really really strong early and leveling and then it falls off. But I went into the ones that I was thinking about the ones that I actually already know that I like playing. By that I mean I thought about the going to Righteous Fire, which apparently Scavenger is the one that looks the best. I it seems for Righteous Fire. I was thinking about that. I was also thinking about doing something like the Poisonous SRS and then transition into Holy Relic, which again something that I've already done multiple times. I mean, I've done the SRS multiple times, and I've done Holy Relic only once, but I've played it a lot in, I guess, last league or like this league, basically, because Settlers of Kalgor, which is a long, long one. And I pushed that to like basically do everything. I mean, that's not everything. It doesn't do like all like full simulacrum or like deep delve. Like those are the things that I did not do with them. So like I'm not saying it's 100% build, and also I just die with that every now and then because yeah, but it's a very comfy build. So that's another one that I knew that it would be It would be fine. It would be just fine, and that would be with Servant of Arakali, obviously. Yep. So that's one. And then another one that I haven't played before would be the like all the ancestral commander, because basically it's you do melee. Probably just wanna do that because it's a crazy amount of tankiness. So I'm seeing a bunch of melee builds with that, which I'm gonna link the thread in the description that has all the POBs in case you haven't seen it already, which you probably have. So these are all things that I was thinking about. And in Ancestral Commander, I was specifically looking at the what was it? The Cyclone General Cry? Something like that. Something with General Cry or General's Cry. I haven't played that before, but as I've said before, I ended up was saying no to that, and the reason is that Maniforged Arrows, I would probably never play it otherwise because the requirements when it was there previously, I think it was Necropolis, right? Is that you had to do weapon swap, which I will not play probably ever because it's too clunky, and also you had to use coruscating elixir, and that's another thing that I don't really want to do. So now that these things are not an issue or like basically solved by Whisperer Ascendancy, and I know that the Ascendancies are going to be folded into private league mods. So as far as I know, you can do private leagues where you can use them, but it's unlikely that they would ever be part of the core game. So basically, if I don't do Maniforged Arrows now, I don't know if I'm ever gonna have the real opportunity to. I mean, I could go do a private league, but I don't really see myself doing that in the near future. So that's why I ended up going for the Maniforged Arrows, and or will be going for the Maniforged Arrows. And then for the leveling, now that I've actually arrived to the build that I'm gonna do, and I know that everyone's gonna play it, or a lot of people are gonna play it, and there's gonna be an overlap with the gear as well, because other builds want to do dex stacking or stat stacking as well. But I'm gonna level it with yeah with just the normal bow variant, because another like not really requirement but another thing that I was kind of thinking about when I was looking at what to level with is that I don't really want to do lightning strike, because and not because I hate meta. Obviously I'm playing Manforged Arrows, and that's gonna be pretty much meta if you can say something like that at day zero. But what I want, I don't, I don't know. I might be the only person on the planet for for whom the lightning strike did not. I don't know. I guess I don't know how to aim it, or I don't know. It just never really clicked. It just never really clicked. I tried to make it with like a lot of money. I tried to make it this league in Settlers, and I'm probably missing something crucial, but it never really felt like the OP that everyone is saying that it is. So I'm not saying that everyone is wrong. Obviously, I'm saying that I'm doing something wrong, or I've missed something that was like a crucial detail for it. But it kind of soured me on Lightning Strike, because if everyone's saying that it's OP and then I'm doing it and it doesn't feel OP, then you know why would I double torture myself with that. So I'm just gonna play bow, and obviously I'm not gonna. If I had to rely on only myself for leveling, I would probably suffer. But luckily there are resources like Connor just uploaded like 6 hours ago a video with a leveling guide. So that's very nice. And otherwise, there's also Havoc. Havoc had I think it was in 324 leveling with the Ranger, leveling run with POBs and whatnot. So that should also work just fine. And I'm gonna put some links in the description to make fighting it quicker. But I mean, I'm pretty sure you just type in Manforge arrows in the YouTube search bar and then you find the videos anyway. So yeah, I went through the options, and there are like fun stuff that you can do, but this is something that is like it just it just I don't know if I can do this to this extent or like this strength. And I see some. It's like there are the downsides, possible downsides, right? But you can say that doing Forge has. Everyone is going. A lot of people are gonna do it, and Indigo's gonna be expensive, yada yada yada. And idols, there are there's no Atlas 3. So that will be some difference with the availability of maps, right? Like Guardian maps, Elder maps, blah blah blah. All that means, right, is that possibly the fragments are gonna be harder to get or more expensive to get, and then obviously that influences the rate that you can farm it, or that you need if you want to self farm it, you need a build that can actually do the Uber Elder. You don't need the Uber Elder. You just need the regular Uber Elder. But even that is like I have to if I just go in with my 500,000 DPS random bow build, I will probably not be able to do that. So I will yeah there's gonna be some progress. But I mean even before that, even without Indigon, there are some decent damage POBs or variants. And another reason that I wanna get into it because it looks like the gearing is very like straightforward. I basically just look at all the pieces, and obviously aside from like the video hell, but what is mostly there is basically what you have. Oh, my pet building bugged out. Okay, so every gear is basically what life, elemental resistance, dexterity, mana. That's it. And then obviously for boots, that and movement speed, and then for weapon, like a widow hail, but widow hail with a quiver, which is again quiver is what additional arrow, life, dex, mana. It's like yeah, I guess that's probably gonna be what it's gonna be for a while. And you just get all the damage from through the dexterity mana in the ascendancy. So yeah, and then as you know for leveling, you can take vacant fork basically from your first lab, which is pretty good. And I've watched a video about the leveling. Looks fine to me. I'm not playing hardcore, so if I die, I die. That's fine. We keep going. And yeah, I mean I remember my first character. It was a ranger back in 2015, and I didn't know that I was kind of supposed to sometimes take some life nodes. And I was perfectly fine with like no life on tree until like level 60-ish, where I started to die a bit too much. And that's when I realized, oh, maybe this is not exactly the way that I'm supposed to make my character. But yeah, if I was fine then, just running around kiting away, it should be fine now as well. And then when Indigo happens, everything is all good. So I'm not really worried about you know gear being expensive. I'm more worried about playing a build and getting to a point where I don't have reasonable upgrades that I can go towards. That's yeah that scares me more because that means that I have to sit there and I have to farm up currency instead of using it to improve my gear and then make another character and then level that, and that is something that I don't like to do. And obviously I'm also slow at it, and if I had improved on my time or my campaign time, that would obviously mean like a different situation, right? Because like if I take 12 hours or whatnot, or even more on a campaign, then obviously I don't really want to like wanna level new character. But if I do it on like 4 or 5 hours, like some people do, then obviously it's a different situation. 'Cause, like I don't really earn money during leveling. But once like you have one character and then you have stuff in your tabs that you can sell, then in a way you are still earning currency even when you're leveling. But yeah, these are just tiny bits. So yeah, I'm gonna be playing Mana Forged Arrows like many other people. But and that's one thing that I feel like that's quite important overall to keep in mind is that why should I why should I not play something only because it's popular or many people play it? Like they it should not really influence me in picking my build, because like if it's something I wanna play and it looks strong, then it doesn't really matter if no one else is playing it or everyone else is playing it, because it's I can only have the experience of playing it if I actually do it myself. And I feel like that just sometimes that gets lost in the conversation about picking builds. That, oh, I was about to do this, but everyone else is doing it, so I'm gonna do something else. And the danger that has is that you're gonna do something else and then you don't like it, and it's not as fun as you want it to, it's not as much fun as you want it to have with the event now in particular. And then and then you might just have to play the other one anyway. But now you feel like it just feels bad when you like feel like you kind of waste your time. But the good thing about the progression is that like you make one character, you have ways of feeling like you've not, even if you don't keep playing the character, you have progression systems that you can progress in. Like here as well, King's March. Even if you have to swap characters, you already have that progression that you did in King's March, and then later in, I guess there's no Atlas this time really. So yeah, I mean it's not a big deal if you end up choosing quote unquote the wrong character. So don't worry about that. Yeah, I kind of ended up being lost in the sauce at the end. Yep, my bad. So Mana Forge Arrow soon. Gonna be probably when I can stream it on Twitch. And then if there's something interesting there, I just, take that part and probably upload it here. So yeah, I don't know if anyone has made it this far. If you have, thank you. And I hope you have fun with the event. Good luck. Thank you. Bye bye.